Welcome to Silas' Latin class, actually. This is my Latin. I'm Silas. That's my one student, but he's not in camera. So this is the sixth case of Latin. Now the cool thing about the sixth case of Latin class is that we found it written on the rib cages of Greek philosophers, right, student?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's how it goes. You got the nominative case, which is the fee. The other cases go fee. That's an E. You think that'd be a fee, F-I, but it's F-E, F-I, F-O, F-U-M, and then this is arm because there's this pattern, right? It goes fee, fi, fo, fum, and then the fum. It goes fantastic. And it really sneaks in there. Often people will get the fee or the fi or the fo and the fum, or just fee, fi, fo, fum, but then they never get the fantastic. That's what the philosophers slipped up with. However, now you're probably saying this.
Is this study hall?
It is now.
I'm teaching a Latin class, and I'm filming this and posting it on YouTube. So yes, but like recording could be in there. You can come in here if you want. You'll just be taught Latin. Okay, so I've had a intrusion class. So now you're probably saying to yourself, like you are a student right now, that wait, but there's a plural form of Latin. I'm glad you said that. You should have just asked me that, student. So the plural is fee fee, fi fi, fo fo, and then fum fum. And then, now there's a general rule in language that we don't do math because we don't like math, right? Right, student?
Yes, I hate math.
Well, this language breaks it because instead of going fantastic, it goes fantastic. To the second power class. It was like this is what tricked up the Greek philosophers because they didn't know how to do to the second power actually, or did they? Did the Greek philosophers know how to do like to the power of math?
Not with language.
Exactly, not with language. That's why they never got it. And so the cases you have the nominative with the U. What are the five cases? Nominative. Genitive, but it's not genitive, it's jatinative. It's nominative, genitive, dative, but actually it's just a date, question mark. What are the other cases, student? This is a test for you, actually.
Accusative and ablative.
Well, it's not accusative, it's aku. But it wasn't aku, actually. See, the Greek philosophers, they're weird. So they actually said, or like in the back of the throat,
So they sound like dying cats.
Yep, that or demons. And then, you better not, because I'm going to post this on YouTube and I actually want to post it. The final one goes, what did you say the fifth one was, student? Ablative. It's not ablative, it's ablative, question mark? So to summarize, the cases are fee, fi, fo, fum, fantastic. Fee, fi, fo, fum, fantastic. To the second power. That always will trip up my students in my Latin classes. The five cases are numinative, or numen for short. Then there's egative, date question mark, and ablative question mark. The five cases of Latin. And so some
very interesting.
You're welcome. You better be taking notes because I'm gonna quiz you
Oh,
on this at the end.
I'm taking a lot of notes.
So the other thing, there's a couple of words. What's some basic Latin words, DJ?
Salve.
Come on, things that have an L. Things that.
Libero.
Wait, what was farmer? Agricola? Yeah. So they had words.
Why are you asking me? I'm the student.
They had words but you knowledgeable. They had words in other cases for common things like farmer or for other stuff. And so like agricola, agricoli, which is in the first case, they had the whole language and all of those words made again in the sixth language. So like originally it was like agricoli, but really it would be like igiculum. That's their farmer word for the sixth case, it's igiculum. The people have thought, historians have thought about this, and we think they thought up that word because they saw a nerd, or a geek. It's a geek column. Nobody knows what the column is about, but we think we get that word because they saw someone with glasses and a pen protectors in ancient Greece and went, a geekulum! And also, a lot of the geeks in that old time were farmers, because they knew a lot about a lot of plants and stuff. So they were the geeks of the society. Hence, a geek column. We did ignore the column part. What's some more words for the first case? Ones that I would remember. Kennies. Well, the interesting thing that for them, the Kennies was the word, but actually in the sixth case, instead of Canis, Kennies, it's actually Dawg, and it's not dog, it's a dog. So they were like, they saw this mammal, and one of the Greek philosophers was freaking high, and so instead of going Canis and pointing at a dog, he went dog, and hence we get the word dog. Tell me another word that I would know.
Lakes.
No.
Lakes.
What's a lake? I don't remember.
L-A-X. Lakes.
You know what?
Lakes.
Also, it pulled from Spanish because a Greek
What you
philosopher.
say? Read it for Spanish. Spanish for them.
A Greek philosopher actually went to Spain.
It's a Spain or Greece. I'm confused now.
Both of them actually. He was cloned himself and went to both countries at the same time.
What the fuck happened to Rome?
And you know, in ancient society, they had these things called we actually nowadays we would call them Ubers, but the Latin word, don't do that. I'm going to see this. The Latin word for Uber was just about to use like 5 or 6 U's, as many you can get in there. And this guy went over there and he saw the Uber and he hailed it. And they were like, well, sir, where do you want to go? And he was like, I don't know, but you're not going to tax me, are you? And they're like, ooh, of course we're going to tax you. And then he was like, taxi? Question mark? Didn't make any sense contextually. It doesn't make any sense contextually. But so like, actually, student, come up here. We're gonna reenact the first taxi scene. Come sit in this chair. Just do it. This is going on YouTube. Just sit in the chair. Sit in the chair and act like you're a taxi driver. So I'm a Greek philosopher. So they can understand it, DJ.
Where do you want to go?
Actually, I feel like you're not gonna tax me, are you?
Yes, I'm going to tax.
Taxi! That's actually a reenactment of how we get the word taxi in the Spanish language. Thank you, student.
Thank you for not knifing me in the back.
Now leave before it's too tempting. So, other common words that we might know of. Mano is hand in Spanish, right, student? Just tell me yes or no. Is mano? No? What is mano then? If you're so knowledgeable, what is mano in Spanish? Just DJ?
In Spanish.
In English, what is mano in English?
I know isn't anything in English. It's gibberish in English.
Okay, well, pan is bread in Spanish, little factoid there. But the thing is, the reason that happens is because this Greek philosopher went over to Spain, right? He was in there, so he tried to get in a taxi, as we would call it, as they would call it, but it had too much tax, so he's like, heck no, and he left. And then he was walking along the street, right, just thinking to himself. And then he came upon this bread seller, and now they called the bread at that time, they called it pan. And little known fact, there's an E on the end of the word, but it's silent in Spanish actually, since now. And he was like, hey, I want some bread. And the guy was like, pan? And he's like, see. But the thing is, the reason they call it pan is because when the guy was over there, they beat the bread, like they beat congos, like pans, like hand pans. See, there's this instrument called the hand pan, and he looked at it and was like, pan. And another guy looked at it and he was like, pan. And then still yet another guy was like, bread. I'm kidding, the third would be an idiot. It's a pan. And so then they called bread pan ever since in Spanish. What? Okay. Let's see. What's another lone fact about? Also, by the way, just gonna say this again. This is the sixth case in Latin, actually. The rare one. I'm gonna quiz you. Pop quiz. What are the cases? The give me all of them.
The normal ones, or
The ones that I've taught you thus far. How do they go? Don't look at the board. Tell me, student. This is a quiz. What's the first one?
V.
Second one?
Five.
Third?
Five.
And what about the fifth? This is always the one that gets people. It's fine, you'll learn this. This is only his first day of Line 6th. Fantastic. Remember this. It's Fee-Fi-Fo. Fantastic.
it's on the tip of my tongue.
People always trip up when you get to fantastic. What about the plural version of those cases? There's the first one.
Fee, fee, fi, fi, fo, fo, fum, fum.
What about
Fantastic to the power of 2.
Well,
For some goddamn reason.
That's actually accurate. Wow, I'm surprised. This is only your first day of learning this case of Latin. We should show Mr. Nell this. Anyway, what was the story behind bread? Why did they call bread pan in Spanish?
Because they were morons.
Because it looked like a hand pan. That's like -1 point on your overall score. What about the taxis? Why is it said taxi?
Because they were very indignant about being taxed.
Exactly. And then what? Okay, now what about the 4 cases? I'll give you the first one. No. But you have to say it with a French accent. I didn't say this before. I'm saying it now. It's not normative. It's normative. With a that's very important. Let's see. What are some other? Agua. That is
That's Spanish.
It's not Spanish. That's Latin. Because see, a little known fact: the story behind how the word agua came to be was because so they were walking along the river, right? They were just chilling. This French historian, he's kind of doing that sass walk. I don't know why. What is he, a Sasquatch? And then he saw some water, and he was like, ugh! And then the other person was like, what the heck did you just say? You just went, ugh! He's like, agua, and he's like, ugh! And that's how it happened. Maybe what? He could have been on the spectrum. We don't know. We just know that he gave us the word agua. But in their time, it wasn't called agua, it was called with 4 A's, 1 U, and 1 H. And you have to go up and down. That's how they said water. They would often say it, and then the other person would say it, and then they'd say it louder, and then they'd say it, and they'd be stuck in this loops of doing it like, DJ. See, that could happen, and it was like a lot of people died back then. Actually, we do have a number on that. About 5,969,000, and then 420 There's no reason I selected those reasons at all, and nor the last 5 of those. There's just, again, we know that around 5,969,420 people died from the contest. It was really, really graphic. He would go around town and people would just be going, and then dropping over dead 5 minutes later. What's another thing?
I hope you dropped it.
What's another Latin word that we would both know?
Malo.
Malo? Evil? Isn't it evil? See, now the fun story behind this one is malo. If you look at this, there's the root of the mal. Now, what does mal mean? It means malnourished. Now, where does malnourished come from? Malnourished comes from. It comes from the Greek philosopher that was going around town, and he's like, this is a very nourished town, this is very good, this is very demure, very kind. Did you just say demure? You just tried to kill your professor. Anyway, we're going on, and then other people were like,
fast recovery.
what were we talking about? He was like, well, what do you mean nourished? Well, he was like, if you were malnourished, that would be nourished, and then the root of nourished is actually the little known fact. There's in malnourished, so it's nourished, and then the that actually comes from the root of the because all over this, if you go down the Latin roots, they were trying to make him shut up, so he was talking and like, this is a very nourished town, and everybody was just going shh. And so you have to go through a couple layers, but you find it's all there. Actually, it's in the science. But that's where we get malo from, because the original Greek philosopher was an annoying prick. Anyway, what's another basic Latin word? Target, one that I would know.
It means shut off.
Give me one more, and then this can be over. Then I would know.
Oh.
Come on now.
Terra.
Terra? See, the fun thing about Terra, you guys are expecting a weird zany story behind this, aren't you? Well, there is none. It was literally just Terra. Anyway, that was the first installment of Latin in the 6th class by Silas Brown. And I realized none of you have ever actually seen the boards. This is like at the end of the lesson, we got the fee, fi, fo, fum, fumtastic, which is the first singular case. Fee, fi, fo, fo, fum, fumtastic to the second power, because that's a 2. You got the nominative, date, question mark, adjective, I can't do it again. Ablative, because they were disabled. Then we get, this is the whole trail to get from malo to yeah. And then, what else did we cover? Oh, we covered the ubi thing. This was originally, that's what we call taxis today, but originally, they were called, but then the guy was like, how much are you gonna tax me? He was like, taxi? Anyway, I'll be doing this more next week. I'm gonna post this now. Bye.